Hi guys, Debbie with Wrestling in 60 Seconds. This is your ROH, and this is going to be a long one because I got 4 pages of notes. Okay, we will first start out with, let me just tell you, the studio, Tony Khan put some major money in that studio. Not only did he put in stadium seating instead of having like 4 rows with AE Dark, then you've got at least 14 rows in one section. Okay. The other thing that I had never seen before, and you guys probably get out a whole lot more than we do, but he has one screen, one LED screen that goes from one side of the building and then the opposite way. So it kind of flows like that. Let me show you again. It kind of flows like, and it curves and then goes. And it is the neatest thing. And I've never seen anything like that. Then the old the LDC, whatever you want to call it, screen in the back was bigger than most movie screens. So it almost took up the whole section in the back. Then they had ways of like the people in the back getting out and things like this. They also put, which I didn't notice till the very end, maybe padding around the ring. It was about that thick. And when you hear who wrestled and things like this, he put different lighting in the ceilings. Like he put that round lighting above the ring, so you have really great. He put in, before they just had the cameramen doing the promos and the matches in the ring. Now they've got booms for the cameras and one from the ceiling so that they can get it from a 360. But let's go on. I will tell you, Bobby Cruz was there doing in-ring announcing. Ian Shabani and Caprice Coleman were doing commentary. But when you're at a live show, you can't hear the commentary. So I'm not sure what they were going to say. I will tell you that at the end of AEW, Tony Khan came back out and he, thanked everybody for being there, seeing who was going to be there for the ROH taping, and said that Orange Cassidy wanted to be doing a match for the ROH and that he would be the first match. All right, the ROH taping. I have never seen so many people there. It was like over a block long. We got out, we went to the Hard Rock because the old studio, the studio is right behind the Hard Rock at Universal Studios. And when we got out, it was past the Hard Rock. And so, anyway, that's how many tickets were sold. The first match was the Workhorsemen versus Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. Oh my gosh, I jumped up and down, up and down, up and down. This match was very funny and very evil, especially when Danhausen trying to lift up J.D. Drake, and he couldn't lift him. So then he cursed him. And of course, the Danhausen curses, you know how well they work, and it ended in victory with the Orange Cassidy and Danhausen winning over the Workhorsemen. Our second match, which I could not believe, another jump up, was Willie Mack tore the house down when he came out. And I was like, Willie Mack, are you kidding me? Oh my God. And he fought Claudio Castagnoli. Yeah. And Castagnoli actually picked up Willie Mack and pile drived him. I don't think Mack was expecting that. And by the end of the match, Mack was pretty exhausted. But I was like, whoa. He picked up who? And I think I even posted those on Twitter. Oh, speaking of the photos, I'm sorry, my Catamaran battery died. I hadn't even gotten I tried to charge it while we were eating at the Hard Rock. I had it plugged in and it wasn't charging for over an hour. I tried to borrow battery chargers there at the event, and a lot of people loaned them to me. It just wasn't charging. I ended up using Deborah's iPod, and that I wore the battery down in that, and I still didn't get all the things that I wanted to get. So I'm very sorry. But anyway, the next, I should say that Claudio won over Willie Mack. The next match also had me jumping up and down because the Kingdom with Maria Kanellis was there. Now, if for those who didn't know, Maria just had minor surgery. She had something with her thyroid, and she looked really good. And the Kingdom versus Top Flight, that match was so good. Top Flight and the Kingdom took it, well, to like, they gave it their all and then some, but the victory went to the Kingdom. Now, the next match, which you're going to find interesting too, because I said something about this on Friday night, was Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston, excuse me, I don't remember who he went against. He won the match. However, Claudio Castagnoli was in the audience next to the ramp, and he was drinking a bottle of Coke. All right? And he has the title belt and this beautiful white dress shirt. Eddie Kingston snatches the Coke out of his hand and throws the Coke all over Castagnoli's shirt. And they start having words, and we couldn't hear what they were saying. But it looks like that Eddie Kingston is going to challenge Castagnoli. Is Eddie Kingston eating the Wheaties now? I mean, he's, he went over Jay White in New Japan, and now he wants Castagnoli? Ooh. Let's see. Alicia came out, the ROH Women's Champion, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this. She wrestled a little girl. I have never seen her before anywhere. Her name is Hyman, Hyan, for the title. But the match didn't last but maybe 2 or 3 minutes. I mean, Athea just wiped the floor with her, pretty much. Then we have Cyrus Young. Now, I was shocked. I was like, what? Cyrus Young? And he talked about being forgotten and that nobody remembered him and how he was the real man of wrestling. And then guess who pops out? Shane Taylor of Shane Taylor Productions. And he challenges Young for a future match. Now, they didn't give a date on the next match, but that's going to be a real good. Of course, we could not have ROH without Dalton Castle and the boys. However, I don't think they were expecting to go against the Embassy. Yes, the Embassy with Brian Cage, and those guys were on their game. And those poor peacocks, they really got a beating. And so, of course, the Embassy won. Lady Frost came up. Now, Lady Frost versus Sky Blue. However, I just want to go back for just a minute. You know that before, Lady Frost was with Impact. And most people don't know is that she was only with Impact for maybe a month or two. Because the contract that she had with Impact was that she only got paid by Impact for the time that she wrestled on TV. So if she was only on TV for 10 minutes, that's all she got paid for. Oh, and they did allow her one meal per 12 hours. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know many people that just eat one meal in 12 hours. Come on, Impact. And she told them that she could not live like that. And who can blame her? So, I don't know if ROH has signed Lady Frost but it was good to see her back in the ring, and Sky Blue actually won that match. The next thing, I don't know if you guys know, was there was a match with Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal. I did not know until last night that Matt Sydal and Christopher Daniels were ROH tag team champions in 2006. And so they were in the ring, and guess who challenges them? None other than Aussie Open. And they wanted to do that match right then, right now. But Aussie Open says, nope, we're going to wait. The last match that we saw was Mark Briscoe and Cole Carter of the Varsity Athletes. Oh my gosh. When Mark walked out, the whole place went crazy, and why wouldn't they? We had, tables. He went through tables. He put Cole through tables. He pile drived him on the floor. They did a match and a half, and it did not disappoint anybody. And, of course, Mark won. And we did not know that Mark's wife and daughter were in the audience. And after the match, and he did his little stuff in the ring, he goes over to his wife, he hugs her, he kisses her, he hugs his daughter, and they walk out of the arena, which was great. We actually left about 9:30 because the next match was the Trustbusters. And we had already seen them wrestle 4 or 5 times already, especially with AEW, and then they were doing a match then, and we were just like tired. Plus, it takes us 3.5 hours to drive home, and the turnpike was shut down, and they detoured us, and it took another couple hours to get home. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching. Sorry that this is so long, but it was well worth it, and I will tell you, if I had the choice of doing just the AEW Dark or the ROH, if you were to ask me, and I even said this to Deborah, that I wish I had just paid for the ROH, because that was like so much better content, so much better storylines. You guys are going to be so impressed. It comes on starting this Thursday night. They'll probably show the tapings that they did on Friday. I actually wish I had done the Friday night tapings. Anyway, thank you for watching, subscribing. I loved your comments. Keep them coming. Oh, and we are thinking about doing a GCW show. That's right. The first time in 6 years that GCW is coming to Florida in April. And I've always wanted to do a JCW show, and especially if Nick Gage is there. I want to be there because I'm a huge Nick Gage fan. Anyway, what are your thoughts on that? I would love to be able to cover it for our channel, and I want to get you guys pumped up. We've got some more shows coming up, and as always, thank you. Bye for now.